Good evening, everybody. This is Robin with another edition of Horror Pop After Midnight. And my guests tonight are actors Brian Ceponis and Daniel Ebeling. Did I say your last name right?
Ebeling.
Ebeling. Guys, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's talk about the cosmic grindhouse horror film Grind, which is about a group of college students that host a midnight grindhouse film festival. Of course, they find this, cursed, creepy art film called The Chaos, and then once they play it, all hell breaks loose. So, how'd you guys become part of this project and working with the writer-director Mark Cantu?
Dan, you want to go first?
No, it's all you, man. Take it away.
Well, all right. This is my third go-round with the masterful Mark Cantu. I first worked with him on Massacre Academy back in, we shot that in 2020. And then he brought me back in for Wolf Hollow. And after Wolf Hollow, he was supposed to take a break, actually. He's like, I'm done. I want to take a break. Wolf Hollow took a lot out of me. It's 2 years of work. And then 2 weeks later, he's, hey, I got an idea. Let's do this film. I'm like, oh, my God, I thought you were taking a break. So, and that's where Grind came up. And, he said, hey, I got a character for you in Grind. I said, I'm in. I don't even need to know what it is. I'm in. So that's how I got to work on Grind.
What about you, Daniel?
So actually I discovered the casting call on the Facebook Pittsburgh Film Association group page. I was scrolling through and I was like, oh, this looks, I was going through a bunch of them. I was like, oh, this one looks cool. This one looks cool. And I was like, oh, I like this poster here. Hold on, wait a minute. And so I got my friend who was also an actor or actress, and she helped me record the lines. And after reading the sides, I was like, oh my God, this person is just me, awkward and movie references. I'm like, all right, this will work. And I was, lucky enough, I should say, I'm very thankful to get an email back from Mark saying that he cast me as Hutch.
All right, now let's talk about your characters, Wes Brantley and Hutch. I call you guys like a buddy duel in a cosmic horror film, kicking ass, taking names, making everything bloody. Okay, Brian, your character, Wes Brantley, he reminds me of the 70s version of Hutch from Starsky and Hutch, or the 80s version of the main detective from that TV show, Sledgehammer.
Yeah, Rob, that's pretty much it. He's kind of... He thinks he's like Steve McQueen, I guess, a little bit of Clint Eastwood, and he thinks he's so cool, but he's just not a very good actor. He's doing all these grindhouse films, and he just thinks he's more than he is, but, he gets a chance to kind of come out and not necessarily redeem himself, but to show his true colors and, kick some Wes Brantley ass. That's what he's going to do. He's going to kick some ass.
So, how'd you prepare for the role of Wes Brantley? Did you study off any actors, or did you make it into your own character in the film?
It's one of the things I definitely want to make him my own. He's going to be a Brian Ceponis original, but he's got some influences. Like I said, he's got some Steve McQueen in him. He's got some Charles Bronson in him. He's got some Steven Seagal in him. A little bit of Clint Eastwood. And it's just a smidge of Ron Burgundy in him. So take that how you want. But he's a complex character. You're just trying to look around and say, okay, this guy thinks he's cool and thinks he's bigger than he is. But there's times when he kind of shows through like, it's not working the way I wanted it to, kind of things.
That's pretty good. I like that. Daniel, you play Hutch. Your character is like a film buff nerd, and your character kind of reminds me a little bit of a Magnum PI because of the Hawaiian shirt you're wearing. It kind of gives me that Magnum vibe, 80s style type of vibe, but being a film nerd.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting. From the moment Mark sent me a picture of the outfit, I was like, oh my God. I was like, yes. Yeah, because he sent me the concept photo of like the sketch he did for what he wanted Hutch to look like a while ago, and I was like, "Oh, this looks so cool!" But it looked like a camo jacket. But when he sent me a picture and it was Hawaiian, I went, "Oh yeah, Oh yeah, and in the script, I know that it said in the drawing it had scruff, but I know Mark. I think he mentioned once being like, "Oh, Kenny and Hutch come in with the mustaches," and I went, "Oh yeah, oh please, Lord, please." But yeah, no, big movie buff. Something I really relate to. I love movies. I love film and quoting them all the time. So I was like, this character, this will be fun.
Now, since you guys are together as Wes and Hutch, what's your guys' chemistry like? Did you guys like hit it off pretty well when you guys first met each other on the screen? And were you guys like real comfortable enough to play off each other to make Hutch and Wes look like $1 million, kicking ass and taking names?
We hit it off. Yeah, when we did the table read, it was. We had a lot of fun when we first met at the table read, just kind of reading through the script and everything, and taking some kind of little promo shots and stuff. And of course, when we did the promo shots that you saw Robin with me in the background and Daniel up front, you just gotta have fun with these characters because they're just larger than life, fun people. So it's not hard to do.
Yeah, since you're part of Mark's film, it's going to be bloody and gory and melty. So how much blood and gore is Mark putting in this film?
Daniel?
I honestly would say picture the Kids' Choice Awards, Nickelodeon-wise, but instead of green slime, it's blood and goo. That's really the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, blood and goo.
Blood and goo. That's going to sound like fun. So there's also monsters you're going to be fighting in the film, like the Cory monster. So have you guys, since it's been filming, have you had a chance to film with the Cory monster?
No, we haven't seen it yet. You just, I think Mark just got the costume, didn't he, Daniel? Like it's, I think he just got something. So
I think it was a couple weeks ago or something like that.
So haven't seen it in person yet. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
He showed a drawing of it. It looks pretty sweet. I'm looking forward to seeing how these monsters are gonna like really, like look like in the film because I love like special effects and practical effects when they put monsters in films, and I'm dying to see what is up in Mark's like twisted mind.
Twisted mind's one way to put it, and I can tell you for a fact that the monsters in this one, along with Nair, they're going to look amazing. They're going to absolutely look amazing. I know he's working with some special effects houses for these monsters, and they're just going to be, everything is practical. Everything's going to look legit. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So, where are you guys filming at? Are you guys filming in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or outside of Pennsylvania?
Yeah, we're filming just outside of Pittsburgh in a town called Irwin. There's a theater out there called the Lamp Theater. We're going to be filming out there. So it's very close to Pittsburgh.
That's pretty cool because the top indie horror films that get made are either in Pittsburgh, Ohio, or Texas. That's just my opinion.
Well, there you go. I like your opinion.
So, how long are you guys going to be like filming on Grind?
I know it filming for one part of the movie. I don't know how much I can say, so I'm gonna keep it as dumbed down as possible. Not dumbed down, but like just kind of hush hush. There is a scene in the film that happens early on that needs filmed first, and I think it said June, but I think it's gonna probably be filming from like August to near end of August. It's got 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So, let's talk about the weapons. So, what type of weapons do you guys get to play with?
I think you got to start with your big gun because that's like the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, tell us about tell us about the big gun.
Yeah,
and did you name it?
I'll tell you. You know what? That's a good question because I do have to name it, and I haven't named her yet. Mark, well, like I said, we went over. Jane and I went over, and we were taking those promo shots. Mark introduced me to my weapon, and he told me, he's like, "You got to name her." I'm like, "All right." So I I haven't named it yet. I got to come up with something, that's appropriate for Wes Brantley's kick-ass, big-ass gun. So that's to come. We'll stay tuned. Maybe we'll do a follow-up interview for that down the road when we get near filming about what's Wes Brantley's gun's name. I don't know. So, but there's the big gun, and then I have a nice little 44 mag, pistol that I get to wreak havoc with too. So.
And what about Hutch's character? What kind of weapons does he get to play with?
So, Mark sent me a picture on Messenger. He was like, all right, I have a weapon for you. And I was like, all right, I can't wait to see it. He sends me a Heckler & Koch SMG with a sniper scope on it. And I went, oh my God, say less. I was so ready. I was like, all right. And after he said that, he was like, I mean, like, if you want to tape the mags and flip them, I said, yes, like, just in general, give me two. I don't care, just SMGs. Beautiful.
So, did you guys get a chance to play with them yet?
just initial meetings. That's all. I haven't really had a chance to really dig in yet. So,
I know personally, the magazine and me, we didn't get along. I tried doing this thing on the day of the photo shoots, where I would just open the mag and catch it, and I kept dropping it. And I was like, "Oh my God, Mark's gonna kill me! I'm gonna break the gun before filming."
Hey, at least it didn't shoot off, right?
True.
That would have been crazy. You've been like, "Oops, this is supposed to be a photo shoot, and I accidentally shot the gun."
We didn't want early blood. We saved the blood for the film, guys. Come on, go.
And plus,
filming from ER.
Yeah, and plus you gotta let the stuntman do that, because then seem to be like, that wasn't me, that was a stuntman.
Exactly. We're fine here. We're good. We can still film.
So, Brian, since you guys are going to be the badasses in the film, are you guys going to do a little bit of your own stunts a little bit, or are you going to have somebody do your stunts?
Yeah, I don't think we have anything that's too crazy. Like, I'm not going to be jumping off any buildings or jumping cars over canyons or anything. So I think we'll be able to handle the stunts we have, between ourselves.
Now let's talk about the cast. What's it like to have you worked with some of the cast members yet, and have you met them, and what are they like? That's going to be with you part of the film grind.
We've met a good bit. I know. Well, I don't know about Brian, but how many people did you meet? Well, you were there the day everybody was there for photos, so you met a good bit of people there. But they are just so fun and so nice. The guy who plays Tony is the funniest person I have ever met in my entire life. He comes in and he's in this crop top rock t-shirt with this I'm like, oh my God, this is hilarious. But yeah, no, from who I've met, I mean, they're just really nice. Everybody's just so friendly, and it's just really amazing.
Tony with
it's a good cast. It's a good cast.
Tony the crop top. That's funny. That's a funny story. So, did he enjoy sporting that crop top?
I think so. I mean, he didn't say it, but his eyes, yeah. If not, hopefully they are.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's pretty brave wearing a crop top. I mean, I hope he had the figure for it.
Nice.
Also, Sarah Kubuk, another actress who's in the film, Darlene. Have you guys got a chance to meet and work with her yet?
No, I haven't worked with her before. I've had the opportunity to work with Felissa Rose and Lynn Lowry before, and August Kiss on Wolf Hollow. So I've worked with them before, but I haven't. And Stan Rutledge, who's Kenny, it's Hutch's dad. So I work with Stan a lot. An LA actor, very talented, awesome guy who was actually in the Fast and Furious, the original one, and so he's part of our cast too. So we've got some heavy hitters in this cast that are just good, fun people to be around, which is great.
So, so far, what's it like to be around Mark? I mean, I know, Brian, you've worked with Mark before. What about you, Daniel? What's it like to be around Mark?
he is just a really nice person. Like, he's such like a golden soul, is a good way of putting it. From meeting him at the table read, I always believe in, like, first impressions, but I was like, I went to shake his hand at the table read. He comes in for a hug. And I'm like, all right, I love it here. Like, these people are so friendly. I'm like, nice to meet you too. But yeah, he's just, from the moment I've met him, even from the emails he sent, he just is very friendly. Yeah.
Now, Brian, since you've worked with Mark before, how'd you become part of Wolf Hollow with Mark before you did Grind?
Well, like I said, I'd worked with him on Massacre Academy, which predated Wolf Hollow, and it's funny because he was kind of like, I died in Massacre Academy, and then I died in Wolf Hollow. And finally he's like, I'm going to make a film where you don't die. I'm like, hey, great, that'd be fun. But it's just kind of coming off of Massacre Academy, and it was just a natural progression. I said, hey, I got this other role for you in Wolf Hollow. So we just kind of kept rolling with it because everything worked so well on Massacre, and we worked so well together that it just made sense.
Yeah, since you mentioned you're working with Felissa Rose again, since you worked with her on Wolf Hollow, and also upcoming Grind, what was it like to work with Felissa Rose?
She's an absolute sweetheart. I mean, she's so talented, and she's so giving as an actor and as a person. The time on set with her was just great because you just knew you were going to get good stuff. You were going to have a lot of fun doing it, and she's just a genuinely nice person and just extremely talented. So it's always a blessing to have her on set. Your film's going to be great for it and so much better for having her there. So, yeah, I had nothing but just praise for Felissa.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing. She usually does some of the roles she usually does. She really nails it to the T. I'm always looking forward to seeing what Felissa Rose is doing next. She does some interesting characters.
Yeah, she does, but she's good at it all, man. She, like I said, she's such a sweetheart. She's absolutely such a sweetheart.
Yeah, Daniel, have you got a chance to meet Felissa yet?
No, I haven't, and I'm very excited to. Everybody's been saying really good things, so looking forward to it.
So when you finally meet her first on the set, what do you think is going to go through your mind?
I'm going to be like, wow, this is one of the, everybody in this film, like, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh my God. Hi, I'm a kid just out of college who did a couple things. Nice to meet you all who've done multiple things. Please don't think of me as a bad actor. Please. I'm scared. But I don't know. I just think it'll be really nice in hearing words of wisdom from people who have been in the industry longer than I have, and kind of tips to be better and kind of further my career and just make friends with everybody. I think that's going to be the most amazing thing when I meet them.
Yeah, Brian, you mentioned you guys are going to be filming at a theater. Is that where the Grindhouse Film Festival is supposed to be filmed in the theater, like for that event, or is it going to be like filmed somewhere else?
No, the Grindhouse Film Festival that Hutch and his compadres are putting on, that's taking place at the theater that they're showing, and then all hell breaks loose in the theater while they're showing this Grindhouse Film Festival. So it's a great location because you're kind of confined in a sense to one location, but everything just all hell breaks loose there. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens. So
is this theater like a real small, like old time theater, or is it like a brand new like theater?
It's not brand new, but it's not small old time. It's kind of like it's a really nice theater. It's funny because we actually had the Massacre Academy premiere at the world premiere at the Lamp Theater out in Irwin. So it's a cool theater. It's pretty big, so we'll have some room to play, and it's got some cool little nooks and crannies and places behind screen that we'll be able to go and get some cool shots. And it's gonna be a real cool place for this film to take place.
That's pretty cool. I love going to like different old theaters like that, especially when they use them in films, because
Yeah.
it's like a great part. It could be a character in the film, from any type of film, from horror to drama, whatever. And you said the nooks and crannies. That's usually the best way to film movies, because with the cameraman, the cinematographer, you can get those great pan and zoom shots in there. Because I know Mark in his films, he gets a lot of great, pan and zoom shots in the certain shots of films to make it so lifelike and get the audience like well in tune to it.
Yeah, he does, and that's going to lend itself to that. So yeah, absolutely, it's going to be great.
Oh, that's awesome! I still can't wait to see this. Okay, let's talk about some other stuff. Daniel, you were talking to me before the podcast. You're going to be part of a film called The Veteran. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So The Veteran is directed by the talented Jeremy Waldman. He was my film professor at IUP. Very friendly guy, very just fun guy to work with. And it's nice to call him a friend. Anyway, the film, The Veteran, is about a struggling magician whose dad was a well-known veteran during the Vietnam War. And pretty much it kind of shows the darker side of war and what it does to someone. So it's necessarily not like Hacksaw Ridge level, or it's not exactly Saving Private Ryan. It's more of a psychological drama, I would put it. It explores the many facets of PTSD and all of those fundamental things that come home with a soldier that aren't tangible.
So who do you play in the movie?
I play the young version of the main character. The character, the main guy, my name is Ruben Soul. And anyway, the older version of Ruben is played by Joseph Culp, who played in the Fantastic Four TV show that didn't air, but he played Doctor Doom. So he's in it, and I play the younger version of him. So I get to do all the fun war stuff. I get to wear all the outfits. You got to go outside with guns in hand, full outfits, covered in dirt. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I play the younger version of the main character.
That's pretty good. So you should be prepared to use a weapon on Grind as Hutch, since you got the experience from the veteran. So you should be able to look like a pro with that gun.
Well,
now,
that's the funny thing. We were. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was listening to you. Go ahead.
We were there for the photos at Mark's house. I had the gun in hand, and I did the finger safety where you don't put it on the trigger. He's like, "Oh man, this guy knows what he's doing. He has the training." Like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Now, Brian, you seem like you've been in some horror films. So, are you a big horror fanatic?
It's funny because I hadn't done a lot of horror films from my career. I've been doing this for a while, and I never really had a lot of horror film experience. And then all of a sudden, I guess it kind of started with Massacre Academy, and then The Wolf Hall, and then I played Bigfoot, and then I played this other slasher guy out who had a hood and everything, kind of like Jason Voorhees-like, and then I'm coming on the grind. So all of a sudden I was like, I'm doing all these horror films, and I was never really a big horror movie fan at first. I'm kind of catching up now because my wife loves horror movies. And the funny thing is my kid, he's 11, he's got all these horror characters in his room. He loves horror characters. He's never really seen horror films, but he's got 5 Jasons, 10 Freddys, and Michael Myers, and all these classic horror characters. And Pennywise, that's his favorite character. And so I'm slowly being drawn into the horror world, I guess, if you will. But it's just weird how all of a sudden I just started doing all these horror films. And and they're fun. They're a blast, though, I got to tell you.
So your wife is big into horror films. So what was that one horror film that got you into horror? What was that film you watched that really...
Oh man, I don't know. She likes The Conjuring. I did another podcast a while ago, and we were talking about horror films that I can remember. And one of the ones that I remember was when I was about 10, I guess, because it came out in '82. Was Poltergeist, and it's just there's so much in that movie that kind of just sticks with you. Like, the corpses come up through the pool that's being dug, and the kid that has that little doll in his room, and all of a sudden he looks under his bed, and boom, he's right behind him. So they're like, you're watching this as a 10-year-old, like, oh my God, why is this PG? Why PG film. I mean, it'd be like at least a PG-13 today or something. But it's like, oh my God, there's so much in that movie that's just freaks you out.
What about you, Daniel? What was that film that lured you into horror? To like horror?
So, I will say, when I was a kid, I used to love the Friday the 13th movies. I remember back when ABC Family or ABC was a TV channel, they used to do the 31 Days of Halloween movie marathons, and they'd play all of the Friday the 13th movies and all of the Nightmare on Elm Street and then all of the Halloweens and anyway, and it was really fun, and so I kind of grew up watching that every Halloween and watching all those. So definitely Friday the 13th. I will say I did take a break from horror. Like, I just didn't get to watch a lot of it. And I think it was 2016, 2017 when it came out. And I went with my friends. I was like, I love this. Like, from the moment, like, you know, Georgie goes down the street and the boat goes down, he's like, hey, the boat, come here, Georgie. And I'm like, oh, God. All right, my love's back. All right, this is awesome. But yeah, probably the Friday the 13th. Those really kind of dragged me in, especially the second one.
Also, you were a big fan of the second one? Because I was going to get ready to ask you which one was your favorite. Mine's part 6, but yeah, because CJ Graham played Jason, so he's my favorite Jason. But that's cool you liked part 2. So, Brian, did you see any of the Friday the 13th, and do you have a favorite one?
Yeah, I have. I guess my favorite probably the first one. You know, just the original. I forget which one I watched. I was watching it recently. I don't know which one. It was like 5 or something. And I'm watching it. I was like, this is really not a good movie. It's just not that good. It's like, I don't know. But the first couple I like, and they're good. I'm a Jason Voorhees fan. I do like that character. I think it's a great character. It's iconic. I actually have a little bobblehead doll on my desk of Jason, even though I'm not a huge horror guy. But to me, it's more about the character that they created and the persona of him beyond the films. So I think that's what's the cool thing about it.
Yeah, going back to Grind, we play Wes Brantley. Why don't you have Mark give you a Wes Brantley bobblehead or an action figure?
God, it's so funny that you say that, because I had for Wolf Hollow, we had these Funko Pop characters created for several of the characters in Wolf Hollow. So I have a Bart Nuri Funko Pop, and Mark had lunch boxes made for Wes Brantley for the Indiegogo campaign. Well, I took a picture. I had my little Bart Nuri Funko Pop on top of Wes Brantley lunchbox, and I took a picture of it. Look, Bart's watching out for Wes. I said, Mark, hey, we need an action figure for Wes Brantley. He's like, so there very well might be a Wes Brantley action figure. I don't know. And
if you do get one, you need to show it off with pride on social media, going, look, I got a Wes Brantley figure. What do you guys got in your collection?
Heck, yeah. I did that with my Funko, my Bart Nuri. I was like, look what I got a Funko Pop of me. How about that?
You know what else I would love to have? I would love to have a Wes Brantley and Hutch together on a T-shirt. I would so sport that.
Yes.
And Daniel, we're going to tell Mark about that. Daniel said that's got to happen. I love that idea.
If that does happen with you, both of your guys is on that T-shirt, I will so buy one. I will so sport that, and it'd be a great conversation piece. I'll be like walking around public and be like, "Who are those guys?" And I go, "That's Wes Brantley and Hutch. They're well-known icon stars of the silver screen. What are you talking about?"
See, you used the right word, icons. They're icons. That's what we need, yes.
Yeah, and look, I also got a Wes Brantley action figure, too, see?
Just on the T-shirt, on his shoulder, you just see the action figure. He has it in his hand. He's just like,
oh, my God. Hey, you know Mark is going to be watching this podcast, so Mark, let's get on these ideas. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm giving you guys some great ideas. Yeah, like I said. Yeah, that'd be cool, because I totally would get a shirt with you guys on it. And, nice. Yeah, and and Mark, I know you're going to be listening to this, Mark. You need to give them both a Wes Brantley and Hutch action figures and have it as a dual set with the certain weapons you can connect to them. You can have the weapons, the removable hands, the heads, everything. You can have one with a bloody face,
chop arm, and everything.
or with the karate chop. You can just make it have a little karate chop.
Yes. We're going to hire you as our PR guy for Grind, Robin. That's what we're going to do now.
Oh, do it, man. I'll come with some crazy ideas. I'll make you guys look like $1 million.
I love it. Done deal.
Man, so far I'm having a blast. You guys are so fun to talk with, man.
Thanks. I'm enjoying this. This is great.
A lot of fun.
You guys are probably going, I wonder what he's going to talk about. I hope it's no boring questions.
Questions have been great, man. I love it. You're prepared. You got questions that we can just run with. They're great.
Yeah, I like to have questions ready, or I'll do some research on you, see what you guys like and stuff. And I'm one of those ones. I try to do it like we're talking about. I'm trying to make this spoiler free. I mean, I haven't seen it. I don't want you guys to spoil anything. I just want to keep it like the tense, so when people listen to this, it's like, man, I got to go check out Grind or get a cool perk off the Grind Indiegogo, page online. What I was telling Daniel before I got on the podcast, I bought the Blu-ray. I had to have the Blu-ray.
Nice. Good. Great. Oh, yeah.
Because
you need that physical digital copy, man.
Yeah, because I'm a strong supporter of indie filmmakers and artists, and also I say this all the time on my show. I'm a strong supporter of physical media.
Yes, physical media is where it is. Yes, definitely. I agree.
I got a question for you guys too. They're trying to slowly get rid of physical media, but still be around. You can get them at the on the boutique websites. But I got a question for you. Do you think movie theaters are going to slowly die away because you got a lot of these casual streamer film watchers?
Do you want to go first, Brian?
No, go ahead, Daniel. Roll in there, man.
It's weird. I think when it comes to the movie theater, like, I get everything's going on streaming, but there's like a nostalgic / more than just watching a movie feel when you go to a movie theater, because you're not just there to watch a movie. You're there to make memories with your family. You have the popcorn, the candy, mixing them together, all that. And it's sad that mainly streaming services are taking over, and I get that it's more financially, acceptable, but then at the end of the day, you're paying monthly payments to see this movie, and yeah, you can watch it over and over again, but like, it's like $8 on a matinee to go see a movie. But I just think physical media and movie theaters are very important, because if you're on something on a streaming site, they take things off streaming sites. Like, they literally will be like, oh, this movie, Netflix is like, oh, it will be gone in this many days. It's like, well, let me pull out my DVD of Just Go With It starring Adam Sandler and pop that into the VHS player, the DVD player. So, yeah, I just think, hopefully it doesn't, but I don't know. We'll see.
What's
your thoughts, Brian, on that?
Daniel, that's well said, and I agree with you. I don't think movie theater is going anywhere, because, as filmmakers, and I know, you look at, like, Christopher Nolan, for example. He makes films for the big screen. He's putting an IMAX. Movies are meant to be seen on a huge screen with best sound. I don't care how big your damn TV is in your house. You're not replicating what you get in a movie theater. And as filmmakers, we don't make those films for your TV. Yes, eventually you can watch it on TV. That's great. But you should be initially seeing it on the movie theater. I don't think movie theaters are going anywhere. I think that whole spectacle of watching it as a shared community event with other people and watching it on a huge screen with best sound, that's where it is. And, yeah.
I totally agree with you guys, and that's especially like horror films. Certain horror films need to be shown on the big screen to be shared with other people in that same room, where you can feel the intense and feel all the scares and all that, watching it together. I think certain horror films should be on big theater screens.
Yep, absolutely. And Grind should be there too.
Hey, something? Grind, if when you get done filming Grind, and once that gets all done, I'll definitely have you and Mark come back on the podcast. We'll talk about it. Shoot, I'll drive all the way from Ohio to Pittsburgh just to see the red carpet premiere of that film.
Well, you better, you better. We're going to have a big blowout red carpet premiere. You better be there, absolutely.
Oh, you know I will. To check it out, and I'll definitely get some interviews. I'll probably do that one because I love Mark's unique filmmaking. He just has that uniqueness about him. I mean, everybody has their own style of filmmaking, but for some reason, with Mark, every time I watch his films, there's something unique and different what he does each time. I know he's a big fan of the blood and gore, but he just has that unique style about himself when he's working behind the camera.
He does. Absolutely.
All right, so where can everybody find you on social media to see what you're doing next, and also where they can go to the Grind Indiegogo page?
Daniel, start it up, man.
All right. You can find me on Instagram at Daniel Thomas Ebeling. A lot of fun stuff there. And I am also on Spotify, Daniel Thomas Ebeling. I also do some music. So that's there. You can find me on those two platforms. And, yeah.
And you?
I'm sorry. I didn't interrupt.
I said, and you?
I didn't interrupt. I was actually following the questions. I'm on Instagram, Brian Ceponis, and Facebook. Post a lot of stuff out there in terms of what's going on, acting-wise, filmmaking-wise, and you can also check out my IMDb page. I'm out there. You got a reel out there and other stuff you can check out. And as far as Grind, just go out to Indiegogo.com, and then that little search bar, just type in Grind Movie, and it'll take you right to the campaign. The campaign is still open and live. You can get yourself some cool perks. We got such cool stuff: T-shirts, lunchboxes, DVDs, Blu-rays, everything. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there. So a lot of fun stuff. And
then one last question for Brian: since you're playing Wes Brantley, why do you not have a Wes Brantley media page like on Instagram and Facebook, and just act like you're Wes Brantley, action star?
Damn, Robin, there you go again with a great idea. Damn! Oh my God! I'll have to call it the Magnificent Mustache page or something, man. Oh my goodness! You know what? I think that's going to have to happen. What do you think, Daniel?
That's so good.
Oh my goodness! Holy heck! That's a great idea.
I would still follow it.
You can imagine.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, I just can't imagine the post on there. Be like, I don't always kick ass, but today I did. No, who am I kidding? I'm Wes Brantley. I kick ass all the time.
I kick ass. You think Chuck Norris kicks ass? You haven't seen Wes Brantley.
And you know the cool thing when you do that, like Instagram and Facebook page, you can do like little like promo videos, you know, like the day in life of Wes Brantley or the day in life I'm on the set, and then also have little special like recurring little cameos where you know Daniel's character shows up sometimes.
Yes, Hutch will make an appearance with Wes Brantley. Robin, that's good, man. That's good. Idea. That's a great idea. We might have to do that.
No, I'm being serious. You should do it. I'll definitely follow. I mean,
I'm totally serious. Yeah.
And then we can all push it out. People will follow that. They'll be like, who's this Wes Brantley guy?
Oh my God, okay. Let me ask you this: if I were to do one platform, which one would you suggest doing?
I would do Instagram.
Instagram, okay.
That's where it seems like more people are on Instagram or Twitter. I would do an Instagram, and if you want to get real bold, I would also do a Twitter and just do Wes Brantley quotes on the Twitter. Just come up with different quotes of the day, and people are like, I wonder what Wes is going to say today.
Oh my God,
that's so good.
That I will need a team of creative people helping with those quotes because I will run out of quotes in about a week. Oh my God!
Do it, and it'll be a great promotion for Grind. And then you can do and then you can play your character like from the Grind film. You know, you're like, I'm at this theater and get ready to go to this little Grindhouse Film Festival to make my presence known, and I got Hutch right here for my friend.
Oh my God!
I can just picture it. Felt cute. Might fight some zombies later.
Dude, let's do it. I know everybody's gonna be listening to this. I know Mark. Man, I'm being for real. that would be great promotion for Grind and your character, man. And then get people more pumped going, all right, I'm going to go see Grind. We'll see what's this Wes Brantley character's all about.
What's this Wes Brantley about? I tell you what, Robin, that's an idea. That is a hell of an idea. We'll start with Instagram, and oh wow, okay,
yeah,
all right, I like it.
Yeah, do pictures of you in character and bring Daniel's character in sometimes as Hutch, and then be all dressed up or do like certain quotes and do like little videos, do like a little promo and stuff.
Yeah, maybe he's like cleaning his gun or something.
Yeah,
practice or something. Killed a few zombies today just because I could.
Yeah. Or find like a cool like little sports car and you're just sitting there going, when I'm not fighting zombies and using my weaponry, I like to kick it here for my baby.
I was gonna say he's cleaning his gun and it's just like, here's my baby.
Here's my baby.
And then by the time you have that, you'll have a name for it. You'll be like, I'm cleaning such and such.
Yes. I can get my gun a mustache too. Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's said, do it. I'll help. I'll help. Promote it and stuff, and we'll all sit together and come up with some ideas to bring Wes Brantley alive.
Oh my God, I love it. I that's a great idea. And it's just going to be fun as hell too. That's just fun. Right. Just fun.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on, and I had a blast. Thank you so much for coming out of your busy schedules.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah, it was a really fun time. Thank you.
Yes,
I enjoyed
it really was.
Yeah, and I have to give a big shout out for Mark. Mark, thank you for making this possible too, Mark. You the man. And everybody, thank you for listening to Horror Pop After Midnight, and have a great